Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ollie here from CryptoVest.com. It's the 2nd of October today, and we're going to be looking at Bytecoin trading against Bitcoin over one-day candles. This is a highly controversial coin, as some of you may know. It's a privacy-centric coin that's been forked many times. Monero is a fork of Bytecoin, and there's quite a few others. But yeah, steeped in controversy. It dates all the way back to its creation. I'll just give you a quick flavour of what happened. So there's allegations that the developers claimed that Bytecoin was created back in 2012. However, there was evidence to support that it was actually made in 2014. And when it was actually made public in 2014, over 80% of the coins, of Bytecoins, had already been mined, which gave rise to these problems of centralization and why would anyone want to invest in a coin where 80% of it was already controlled by somebody that nobody knew. So there's problems were there. Very recently, as you can see, we'll look in the price action right now, it had this huge pump over May. And this was all down to, basically it launched on Binance and it had this like 300% gain, or it was absolutely massive. And at the time, the Binance couldn't handle the amount of volume, and so it closed, and a lot of people lost out. They were unable to deposit or withdraw, so their finance was kind of stuck on the exchange, and the price at the time was just going down. So a lot of people lost a lot of money there, and the asset came whittling down. Around this sort of time as well, Monero's lead developer, Riccardo Spagni, who goes under the alias of Fluffy Pony, he loves to slam Bytecoin, and he came out and said that there was an infinite inflation bug that hadn't been patched in Bytecoin, and miraculously, after the news came out the next day, over $1 million worth of Bytecoin had actually been created from this inflation bug. And there was allegations it was actually the developing team themselves that were, profiting off this bug and making all this, selling and creating, all these new Bytecoins and selling them. Although these inflation bugs happen, very recently, actually, it was only last month that actually there was an infinite inflation bug inside. They found it inside the Bitcoin core code. So these things happen, but obviously, to the best of everyone's knowledge, nobody capitalized on that from the Bitcoin core team. But they did apparently on the Bytecoin team. So speculation, but seems something like it might happen. But yeah, so diving into this one, you can see it's a very much a pump and dump coin. If we roll back, you can see that it has these periods of just pumping and dumping, pumping and dumping. There's no real flow to it. It just kind of pumps on the back of some news and then crashes down again, pumps, crashes. And right now you can see, looking at the Ishimoku in particular, it's looking like it may start to run again. It's starting to reverse. It's passing through the resisting Kumo cloud over one-day candles. On the Chaikin money flow indicator below, you can also see that is climbing high above the signal line, so buying pressure is starting to increase. People are maybe catching on that this could be a big sign, and that maybe we might see another pump, as we've seen many times in the past here. So it's an interesting coin with a strong TK crossover as well in the Ishimoku indicator. It looks like it's starting to consolidate. We've got a supporting Kumo stretching out in front now, so it's looking like the asset is about to reverse. In terms of where it could go, it's really anybody's guess. There's no rhyme or reason. These things don't. This particular asset doesn't really stick to support and resistance lines. We probably could assume it may hit this peak at around 56, or it could go up to 60 satoshis. But really, who knows? It really depends on how many people get behind this coin. It'll be one to watch over the next couple of weeks. It could go off at any time. But an interesting thing to keep an eye on. This is a pretty big pattern. You can see it. We haven't seen it cross through the Ishimoku cloud for a long time, since way back in April, just before the big pump. So yeah, an interesting thing to keep an eye on. So for the full TA, guys, we'll just recap some of the history of Bytecoin. We'll have a look at some sort of price targets, but it'll be difficult to pinpoint exactly where we can expect the asset to go in the next couple of weeks to a month. But yeah, check that out. I'll be on CryptoVest.com. The link will be in the description, and like and subscribe. Cheers.